Hi, this is Twana of Crochet Braids by Twana, and I am an at-home hairstylist in the state of Virginia. I specifically just do crochet braids. I don't do any other type of hair or braids. I'm not a licensed cosmetologist, but I have been doing crochet braids professionally for 6 years. I'm also kind of a YouTube blogger. I don't do it as much as I used to, but I'm here tonight to answer any questions that you may have about crochet braids. I won't be able to do any installation demonstrations. I do have a YouTube channel that I can refer you to give you some of my techniques. One of the main things that I want to discuss tonight are the 5 top things that I know that some of my clients are doing, things that I've done that actually ruin the wear of your crochet braids. And I'm going to also answer some of the questions that people posted on Facebook earlier today. The number one thing that people do that screws up their crochet braids, and I should actually be going back. I'll start at number 5. How about that? Number 5. One of the things that people do that ruins their crochet braids and actually limits the wearability, because it should last you about 2 months. You're wearing a loose bonnet at night. You're wearing one of those baggy loose bonnets that maybe grandma used to wear, and they have some really nice ones out now, silk, pretty patterns, but they're loose. And underneath, while you're sleeping, the hair is just jumbling around. I don't know how you sleep, but they come off. They're silky, they're satiny, and that's nice for synthetic hair, but there's no grip. There's nothing to keep the hair from moving around. So you definitely want to wear something that's more fitting to your head, and I generally suggest, spandex caps like this one. They sell these in the area where I live, in the DC metro area. And it doesn't have to just have a woman's face on it. I had a client at a store one day that was going nuts because she was like, they only have them for men. Well, yeah, they do have them with men wearing them, but it's the same cap. So you put on one of these at night, and it will help to alleviate a lot of the fraying and frizz and tangles that people often complain about when it comes to crochet braids. I also like turbans. Turbans like these. Grandma used to wear these too. Put a little brooch right there and be real cute going out to the grocery store. But you can use either of those, something that's going to be a snug fit. And this is not comfortable for everyone. Some people, especially when you have fresh cornrows in your hair, and this really keeps the hair from moving around at night. That's it, honestly. And it won't move around. And the way that I just put this on is the way I put mine on every night. Honestly, I don't go through a lot of twisting and braiding. I know people who have worn human hair for a long time, weaves and sew-ins and things of that nature, are used to twisting the hair up or braiding it up at night. Synthetic hair, to me, is just, it's meant to stay that way, so you really don't have to go through all of that. If you're asking questions, I don't see any of them, so they're not popping up. This is my first time doing a Facebook Live Q&A, so if you have questions, please feel free to ask. Number 4, you're not putting enough product. Like, you're not putting anything. You just, it's dry. It's always dry, been dry. I've had this for 3 weeks, and I mean, it's moisturized, but I don't want it to be, super wet or anything. But some people, hi, Kanasha Hicks, Miss Hicks from Arkansas. Now, I saw her comment, but if anybody else is commenting, I don't see it. Okay, so not putting any product in it, leaving it bone dry, you're going to have a mess in your hands. Even with synthetic hair, yes, you should add product. Yes, you can add product. But don't add too much product. That's number 3. Sometimes people overcoat the hair and they put way too much product. Which products? Hi, Renee. Okay, so going back old school again, I'm going to tell you, synthetic hair is much like our own hair. It will soak up the moisture that you put in it, but you don't want to do too much meaning something every day. You should not be putting something in your crochet braids every day. Old school, S-curl, and this curl activator. Old school World of Curl activator. These work great, or just any oil-based product, but you have to make sure that you're covering it at night when you go to sleep. something that might be too heavy, and it just depends on the hair that you're wearing. Now, I do love Live. You can see I love it. This thing is coming off. I actually add this to the hair before I install it. So for you stylists and self-doers, this stuff right here, it's really thick, but it coats the hair nicely. Hey, Deshauna, that's my client right there. Hey, girl. She knows about the S-curl because it does keep your go-go curl moisturized well. It keeps your deep twist, bohemian, really any of the curly textures. And most people who are wearing crochet braids are wearing curly textures. Those old school curl activators work very well. Number 2, rakers. Are you a raker? Are you a raker? A lot of my weave wearing clients, people who used to wear sew-ins, are rakers. Do you know what a raker is? A raker is a person who feels like they gotta do this. They gotta rake their fingers through the hair. And when I'm gonna tell you, that drives me nuts, and it drives stylists nuts, because we just spent 3 hours of our lives literally tying that to your head. And if you're raking your fingers through it, not only are you messing with your foundation, you're actually screwing up the hair. Like, if this was my natural hair, and this is not, but I would love to have hair like this. And I'm not hating my hair. I don't even want to talk about Shea Moisture right now. I don't want to get started on that. So I love my own natural hair, but it would be great if I had this type of hair. And if I did, I wouldn't go around raking my fingers through it. People with curly and kinky textures don't generally, do you go around literally raking your fingers through your hair? No. Do black people do that? I don't do that. So why would you do it with your installation? I know that that's sort of a way that you test the quality of the human hair that you may buy for sew-ins and weaves, but it's not a good practice for synthetic hair. It really is a bad idea when you're wearing crochet braids. Something that, hi Jamie, hi Leslie, all of my clients are checking in tonight, and if you guys have some things that you want to add, things I should touch on, please let me know. But people who rake through their hair like that, testing the quality, don't do well with crochet braids at all. Especially if you're doing that with a curly texture. It's just gonna mess up the hair, quite honestly, and it's gonna mess up your knots, and just try to stay away from that. And over manipulation, that is the number one thing that will screw up your crochet braids. If you're not wearing them for 2 months, are you someone who's constantly pulling them up, pulling them back, pulling them up, taking them down? You have it up at lunchtime, you have it down at dinner. If you're over manipulating the hair and constantly pulling it back into tight ponytails or updos, and it's not to say that you can't, you absolutely can, but doing it consistently will actually limit the life of your style. So that's just what that is. One of the questions I had earlier from Diana Chestnut was, what do you use to separate hair like go-go curl to keep it from frizzing? Well, she's saying separate it. She means like when you take it out of the pack and you're pulling it apart to install. It just depends. I generally go with a gel like this. This is Curl Activator, but you can get any glycerin-based gel, and I mean gels that don't have alcohol in them. Alcohol-free type gels, and also any heavy conditioner like Live. I don't even know how to describe Live. It's sort of like Crisco, but for hair. So it's kind of thick. And I actually rub that on the hair before I install it. I also have some oil, and I just get one of these type of applicator bottles, and I just hose the hair down with it before I install it, and it does help separate it. Some people wash go-go curl because it comes with this film, this sort of a sticky film, and the oil helps to alleviate that, helps to separate it so you can pull the hair apart. Thanks, Leslie. Roshonda Dawson asked, I have crochet braids and it feels matted. How can I fix it? Well, it depends on where it's matted. For one thing, people will put product up here all day long, but forget about all of this down here. If it's at your ends, first of all, I would say wash it, because it's likely too much product in it. You probably have too much product, and if you don't believe that's the case, then fine. But I would say wash it first with conditioner and lukewarm water, something that's not really hot. and treat it like an old school jerry curl. Seriously, it does work. Get a plastic cap and get some curl activator. Again, something like S Curl, World of Curls, or some of the conditioners, the old school conditioners. Here, let me take you. I'm in my hair studio in my home. I took my garage and turned it into a space for me to do hair. I'm still waiting on, hey cousin, I'm still waiting on one of my clients and sister friends, I won't say her name, to come help me decorate. And I did that, I said that intentionally, decorate. But so I have it set up here. And I'm gonna come over here and show you a product. I had no intention of standing up. Oh, this right here. If your hair is matted, if you have synthetic hair, you're wearing it right now, even for your natural hair, if your natural hair is matted, we need to talk. But this right here is old school soft sheen fro. And I like these older products because they actually do work. Hi, Valerie. Valeria, I'm sorry. Hello, Valeria. I ain't saying no names, Miss Townsend. So this right here works. Soft sheen fro. Spray tons of this on the area where your hair is matted, and we're talking about your synthetic hair, and put on a plastic cap. Old school plastic cap, and it will work. I used to actually provide a service for my clients. Oh, also this works too. This leave-in conditioner by Cream of Nature, the argan oil. If you have matted crochet braids, get you some of this. And again, sleep with a plastic cap. Just for that night. I wouldn't do it on an ongoing basis. Also had a question earlier from someone who was asking about going to the beach. You know, if you're vacationing with your crochet braids, what are some of the best things to wear? Well, Free Tress has been watching and listening to us, and they came out with this product. And I don't work for them, okay? I don't work for Kemma or any of these people. I'm just telling you what I like, okay? Free Tress Beach Curl. This is new. I found this in Durham, North Carolina when I was on a trip. And baby, it is so pretty, and it would be perfect for your beach trip. So get you some of this, or one of my favorites for going to the beach or to the pool. I don't get a chance to do much of it, but Deep Twist is also nice if you don't want to use Bohemian. And I wanted to see who, her name is Najma. So she was saying what is the best hair for beach besides Bohemian? But this is awesome too. Can relaxed hair be braided for crochet braids? Yes, it can, but you need to wait at least 3 weeks since your last relaxer. Do not get your hair braided on freshly relaxed hair. It's a big mistake. You'll lose some of it. You're definitely going to have some shedding with that. But wait at least 3 weeks after your last relaxer before you do that, Jamie. Okay, also what I like for beach time or playtime, going swimming, Brazilian Twist, which is actually what I'm wearing right now by Kemma. This is what the pack cut in half. Clearly this lady on the package, she's wearing it full length, but when you cut it in half before you install it, it comes to around the length that I'm wearing it now. And I've had this for about 3 or 4 weeks. And also Ripple Deep. I like Ripple Deep as well. And this is also by Kemma. These are actually 2 of my favorites right now. Diana Chestnut asked about doing the invisible part method when you're installing. I do not specialize in that. I do cover for my clients. I do cover the braided section. I don't do it for myself. You can see all my business right here. For me, it's not a big deal. For my clients, I do it, and I do have some videos on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel name is Mommy Tresses. Now, don't even ask me why I use that, because back then I wasn't doing hair professional. I was just doing my own, and I was just sharing my technique. And I thought you had to have like a cute YouTube name, so I named myself Mommy Tresses. My client Deshana said that Barbadian is also great for the beach. It is, but now I've talked about Barbadian before when I did a live Instagram a few weeks ago. The thing about Barbadian is people think that it's a defined curl. Barbadian braid from Free Tress. It's nice, and it's one of Deshana's favorites and several of my other clients. The problem with it is that it's a bushy look. And if you want a defined curl like this, Barbadian, baby, is not the one that you want to go with, especially when you're away on a trip. People aren't ready for a Barbadian most of the time. My cousin is like, Mommy, what? M-A-M-I, tresses, mommy tresses. That's my name on YouTube. Yes, you can get this hair wet. The one that I just showed you, all of these, Kemma, Free Tress Deep Twist, and the Beach Curl, yes, these can all get wet. I would say that the Kemma hair is the most friendly, but this one from Free Tress is much like the Kemma hair, this Beach Curl, and it doesn't have that coating on it. I'm going to try to show you real close up. It doesn't have that sticky coating on it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of it's made with the Expressions Kanekalon. So it dries very quickly. And it's very water friendly. So let's see. I can't do any demonstration stuff tonight, but definitely check out my YouTube channel. Real quick, I'm going to go over what I was saying earlier about the 5 things that you're doing that are limiting the life of your crochet braids. Number 1, you're over manipulating it. You're putting it in ponytails. You're putting it in updos. You have it up one day, down the next day. Oh my gosh. And who are these people that are combing and brushing their crochet braids? Who is putting a comb in this? Why? Why are you putting a comb in it? I actually have had clients tell me that they put a comb in their crochet. They were combing it and some of the extensions fell out. No, wait, no, this is not a sew-in. Somebody tied this hair to your head. So I wouldn't comb it unless it's like something straight, like Yaki Pony or something. You can brush, you can lightly brush Kemma Ocean Wave. It's a loose pattern, it's sort of like a relaxer. You can do that. But I wouldn't put a comb in Bohemian or this or anything else. And by the way, again, I'm wearing Brazilian Twist by Kemma. Also, rakers. Are you one of these people that's constantly raking your fingers through crochet braids? Fluff. This is all you do. You take off your cap in the morning, you fluff. Or you do one of these numbers and go. That's it. Anything beyond that, you're doing too much. Do not rake your fingers through it. I see people do that because they think they're testing the quality of the hair. That might be true for expensive human hair, but it is not the case with synthetic hair. It's only $7 a pack for the most part. Oh, also another good one for the beach and swimming. It's actually the best are box braids. Box braids, Senegalese twist, those things that are tufts of hair, they don't mess up generally. They do very well at the beach, and you don't have to do any maintenance with those. So stick with your box braids and Senegalese twist type hair for the beach. Moisturizer, would you suggest for Kemma Ocean Wave? Go light because it's like a relaxer. So if you had a relaxed hairstyle with your natural hair, you wouldn't put mousse in it, right? You would put in like some light oil, like an oil sheen. I would go with a light oil sheen and light brushing for Kemma Ocean Wave. That's all you need, Nitra. And thanks so much for tuning in. Can you show those products again? Yes, ma'am, Roshonda. Miss Dawson, I sure can. Old school S-Curl. This is just one of many. I mean, I know I'm not the only 70s baby in the room tonight. You know, Right On Curl, S-Curl, World of Curls, all of those old school curl products. I actually use these and they're cheaper. This is synthetic hair. You don't want to go out spending a lot of money. So these are good for stuff like what I'm wearing, kinky curly stuff, okay? Also, oh, I didn't show you guys this earlier, but this is alcohol-free mousse. I love this. There's no alcohol in it. I wouldn't say use it often, and you shouldn't be putting product on your hair more than 2-3 times a week. 3, you're actually pushing it, because if you overcoat the hair, it eventually won't receive any product. It'll need to be washed because it's overcoated, and that's where people get a lot of tangling and drying and frizzing because they've overcoated. They put too much product in the hair. Thanks, Miss Shanita. I appreciate you, lady. But yeah, originals. Foam wrap lotion, no alcohol, or any alcohol-free mousse works well. S-Curl, curl products. And what I actually have in this applicator bottle, and I like this, and I'll show you why I like this. I'm using Africa's Best herbal oil. And this is not expensive at all. This is $4. I love this stuff. It's really good to put on the hair prior to, and it's good for your natural hair. So while you're wearing your crochet braids now, listen, I'm showing y'all my business, but I've had these a while, okay? So you just put your little, ooh, I overdid it. But you should be able to run the oil through your head. The whole point of getting crochet braids is to maintain your hair and give it a little break. So you get an applicator bottle like this, and you can just slide it on in there. Just, you know, you should be doing that a couple of times a week. Oiling your scalp, feeding it nourishment. If your hair is dry underneath the crochet braids, you're going to have a very tough time taking them out. And it should be as easy as you just unbraiding your cornrows. Oh, thank you so much, Mary. I appreciate you, lady. How do you keep your natural hair moisturized? When I take my hair down, it's usually dry. Well, Sandra, that's exactly what you need to do. I didn't even see your question before answering it, but that's what you do. You see? You just go in there and oil it. Or if you got a significant other, this is a great romantic thing to do. Get on the floor and let boo oil your scalp. I ain't got no boo, but we're not going to talk about that. Okay, so any other questions? Because I do have somebody to ask about business. I run this business from my home. I do it full time. I do have a degree in journalism, and then I was in radio and television for 20 years. But I was able to sustain myself from home with my children. I can be present for my children when they have those last minute half days of school, when they get out for spring break and all of these things. And it's because I'm able to do this from my home, okay? And one of the things somebody was asking is, how do you promote yourself if you're just starting? Definitely social media, definitely Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. Put your work up. Let people see pictures of your work. And instead of a business card, I do flyers. This is one of my flyers, and I use both sides. I got this from Vistaprint.com, and it just has pictures of my work on it. Someone asked me today, did I use pictures of someone else's work? Absolutely not. I would never do that. I don't know. There's no other way to answer that question than no. I would not. All the pictures you see on my website, on my Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, they're mine. Tina asks, hi Twana, I'm just logging on. What brand and style are you wearing right now? I'm wearing Kema Brazilian Twist. I think this is it. Kema Brazilian Twist is wearing what I'm wearing right now. Hi, Miss Kimberly Blunt. Where do you live? We might be able to find your stylist in your area. And if you guys haven't checked out Style Seat is a website where you can go in. It's all types of stylists on there, and you can just do a search for crochet braids and put in your zip code, and it'll show you the people within your area who post on their website. So check out styleseat.com. And thanks so much, Miss Kimberly. I appreciate you, and thank you for tuning in. What oils do you suggest for the scalp? Well, this one is the one I just showed in the applicator bottle. I use this mostly for, the synthetic hair, but I use this on my natural hair too. But I would suggest, when you're talking about your own hair, that's when you get into your more quality-based products. I do like Jamaican castor oil because but it can be heavy for some people. It can be heavy. But if you're going to use it in an applicator bottle, something with a much smaller hole than this, because you don't want it just pouring out into your head. I also like Wild Growth hair oil. When I did my big chop, I've done several of them. That helps my hair to grow back pretty quickly. Thank you, Miss Kimberly, checking in from Orlando. You said you can get crochet braids wet, but should you wash crochet braids? Absolutely. Yeah, you can wash them. So, sure. I wouldn't do a lot of this action scrubbing. I would do more of this. Wash this and then cleanse your scalp. You can use, like a dedicated washcloth to cleanse your scalp with sea breeze, because your whole goal is to clean your scalp. I always ask people, what's your purpose in washing? Are you just trying to get the funk out because you've been sweating and working out, or you've been around smoke or something, you were at the cookout? Okay, then you just wash down here, use lukewarm water and conditioner. If you're scrubbing up here though, and you're really trying to clean your scalp, do your scalp and literally get a dedicated washcloth, soak it with some sea breeze, and clean your scalp. And don't wear your crochet braids for more than 8 weeks. If you're going into your 3rd month, it's time to take them out, seriously. What do you think about B5 oil for the scalp? I'm not familiar with that one, Leslie. If anybody knows about that, let me know. I have not seen that. I'm not familiar with it. I'm sure it's a good quality product, but I don't know anything about that. So it just depends on what your areas are. You can't use what you hear other people using. Know what their issues were first. If you have breakage, if you are transitioning from a relaxer into natural hair, there are certain products that you might want to use. And if you are transitioning or coming out of a relaxer and using crochet braids for your transitioning process, please oil your hair constantly while you're wearing crochet braids. You're going to have a massive amount of shedding when you take it out. So, and the shedding is not from the braiding. The shedding is from the fact that you're transitioning and your hair has two different textures. I see stylists get blamed a lot when people have hair that's thinning and they have gobs and gobs of hair coming out when they take their crochet braids out. You should not have a fistful of hair. If that's the case when you're taking out your crochet braids, you may want to lay off the braiding for a while. What products do you use to separate Go-Go Curl, Bohemian, Water Wave, etc.? Okay, I use this right here. This is World of Curls Curl Activator, but it doesn't have to be this gel, but this type of gel. You want the kind of gel that doesn't have alcohol in it. You don't want to use eco styling gel to separate hair. It will work. It will help it separate, but then you're going to have crunchy hair. You want something that's made for curl activation and moisturizing. So this is old school World of Curls, but there are so many on the market. Just a glycerin based curl activator, something along these lines. Or you can go in heavier with like Live. I've used this before, but it did make the hair extremely oily to the point where I didn't have to add anything to it when I was wearing Deep Twist for like 2 months. It was just so oily. Even when we went to the pool, the hair didn't dry. It was this. So you got to go light when you're going with a heavy cream based product. And I would kind of say stay away from cream based products. I still love the Pantene Daily Oil Moisturizer. I love that. But cream based products can tend to be really heavy on crochet braids, and it'll overcoat the hair and weigh it down. And again, that's when it starts to dry out because it can't receive any more product. Candace in North Carolina. Hi, Candace. Thank you so much, lady. I appreciate you. Arlette asked, can you wash Curl Colon crochet hair? Ooh, you can wash it, but it's going to be dry. And I mean, it's dry hair. It's like Marley hair. If you've ever used Marley hair, it's like a Marley hair roller set. They use Kanekalon though, so it does dry. It dries fast. I'm always hesitant about answering questions like that because I don't know if you're using like the blonde or the light colors. Those are extremely dry and you're just going to have a lot of frizz. So I would say be careful with it. Maybe get you a shampoo cap and wet it down. But curls like what you get with Curl Colon and some of these bounce features. I don't know if y'all saw the wig over across the room. Hair like this. This was some twist hair that I made a wig out of. It's Mambo Twist. And like if you're going to wash this, just know you're dealing with a lot of frizz already. See, you can just see the frizz. So just imagine that being your natural hair and you washing it. You're going to have a tough time with the frizz. So it just depends. If you like it kind of bushy and frizzy, I would say go for it. Belinda asked, what's your favorite brand of crochet hair? Love color, but it seems hard to find color 350 in a curl. Oh my God, you feel my pain. I love color 350 and it is hard to find. It's sort of like a burnt orange color. Free Tress does make it with the Deep Twist. They do TT 350. It is just hard to find. I wouldn't even start naming brands for you because it's just hard to get color 350 or TT 350. I'm loving Kemma right now. I am. And I'm loving the new stuff that Outre Expressions is putting out. A lot of their new stuff is nice. I'm not a big fan of those single loop crochet braids. I don't understand the purpose. Like I understand that it's easier for some people if you don't know how to do a knotting technique, but I always end up pulling that stuff apart. So those single loop ones are just not my favorite right now. How long should we leave crochet braids in? 6 to 8 weeks. But like I said, if you're going over the 2-month, mark, you're pushing it because your hair can grow over the knots, and that could be a problem when it comes to taking them out. So I appreciate you guys. I'll take another 5 minutes for questions and then I'll wrap this up. 30 minutes here of solid questions. I appreciate you guys. Michelle is asking, what can what crochet braids you have in your hair now. I'm wearing Kemma Brazilian twist right now. And I took 3 packs of it and cut it in half. You can't tell, but I have 2 and 4. Color 2 and 4 in there. I like doing a contrast in colors, and I like mixing textures. You could actually mix Kemma Brazilian twist with Kemma Ripple Deep. This is sort of a looser pattern, and this is the back of the package, so you can kind of see. This one at the top is Ripple Deep, and Brazilian twist is a tighter curl. The loosest one, well, on this package anyway, is Ocean Wave. They have another one called Miracle Curl, I think. Oh, don't get me wrong there. But Kemma this is a great brand. I'm loving this hair right now. And you can buy it through my website, crochetbraidsbytwana.com. I have a partnership with Tyson Beauty in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they are so bomb. They will send it out to you right away, and you usually get it in like 2 or 3 days. So check out my website, crochetbraidsbytwana.com. I also have a blog. I have videos for my YouTube channel, Mommy Tresses on YouTube, and you can find some of your questions answered there as well. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I've enjoyed this evening. I'll try to do this again very soon. You can inbox me with any questions, and I'll be happy to answer them. You guys have a great night. Thank you.